Hi guys, my name is Björn Ludek. Welcome to Elastic Laces for Shoes. See you on the other side. Hi guys, my name is Björn Ludek. I'm a full-time triathlon coach and a neuromuscular therapist. Welcome to my video Elastic Laces for Shoes. Now, before we start with putting the elastic laces onto the shoes, we're going to have to talk about what the laces are there for in shoes. Okay, so there's three reasons why we have laces on shoes. So the first one is to get easy entry into your shoes. So the second part is for your shoes not to fall off when you're running. The third and most important part for laces into your shoes is to keep structure within the shoe. So if you are using your elastic laces, it takes this away, but I'm going to talk about that later in the video. So will I put the elastic laces into my everyday shoes? No. Now the reason why we use the elastic laces is for faster transitions in your transition to in triathlon. Okay, that's the number one reason. Now if you are putting your elastic laces into your everyday shoe, as I said, it takes the structure away from the shoe. So if you are walking, there's pronation that happens. Basically pronation means that your foot is turning in. So if you take the structure away, there's more pronation. Okay, so the more pronation, the more prone of you actually getting injuries. So if you have a shoe and you do pronation already, if you put the elastic laces in, then it's going to take the kind of structure away from the shoe. Injury starts happening. So it's more lower leg injuries than upper leg injuries that can cause up to shin splints and even stress fractures. And that's exactly what you do not want. So what shoes should you actually put your elastic laces on? So I would recommend, if you have a pair of racing shoes, i.e. racing flats, that's the ones that I would actually recommend you put them on. If you are doing a race specific efforts or sessions, that's the ones, and of course you're going to use them for racing as well. If you're doing a 10k and you do 10 1k repeats at a specific race pace, for your body to get used to running a specific speed and using a specific shoe as well, that's what I recommend you use them for. Will I save time in my T2 or my transition 2? Absolutely yes. If you have the laces in your T2, you actually have to put your foot in, you have to tie them, and then hopefully they don't go loose when you are running. But if you have your lock laces properly fitted, you will save a lot of time. You basically just slip your foot into the shoe and it fits nice and snug. So the distances I would recommend for you to use elastic laces in is between 5 and 10k and a little bit lower as well, shorter as well. I wouldn't recommend using it for half Ironmans and full Ironmans. Again, as you fatigue, there's a lot more pronation that happens. Injuries may cause later on and your biomechanics will change as well. And you can see that is sometimes when people do their long runs, their feet start swelling up because of all the impact. Okay, it'll make it even worse. So when you are installing the elastic laces onto your shoes, you can do it two ways. So if you race with socks, install them with socks. If you race without socks, install them without socks. Now there's a lot of different brands of elastic laces that you can get, and probably the most famous one is Lock Laces. Okay, so I have a lot of different versions that I have used before. So sometimes I cut them and sometimes I don't. Just all depends on the shoes that I use. So the three things that you're going to need is, of course, you're going to need your shoes, you're going to need a pair of scissors, and then of course you're going to need your lock laces or your elastic laces. So let's get fitting. Okay guys, so what I have in these ones over here is I have the stringy one. You have the stringy one over here, and there's ends over there as well. And then you can see these ones as well, which I actually used a pair of scissors on and I actually cut off to make them shorter. But I'm going to show you on this one today. So these are my Sauconys. So as I do my racing, sprint and Olympic distance racing, I do not use any socks, and that may cause a few blisters and stuff like that down the line. But that's what we do. That's just how it is. So what you do is you just put them in as you normally put them in. it is. Make sure they're nice and the same length. And through that, we just lace them as normal shoes. Like this. Like that. So as I'm going, I'm just trying to keep them a little bit tighter. I try and keep it to go through the hole, because if you don't and you put your shoes on, the tongue over here might get stuck in the front there and it'll really hurt your toes. Okay? And you keep. And you just keep going as you do with a normal pair of shoes. Now, as you can see, there's two other holes over here that if you just have your normal laces in your shoes, you would actually use these two over here, but that's a different video to the one that we have today. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that there's a lot of space for your foot to actually go into the shoe, okay? So what we're gonna do now is tie them a little bit tighter, like this. Just work your way all the way up, like this. Okay, have your two laces together like this, and then you just make a knot in them. If you do have your lock laces, they come with two little things that you actually put over and it locks them in place. So as you can see over here now, I have them on. It may be a little bit loose. What I normally do is take the shoes off, put them back on again. As you can see there, it seems nice and snug. If it's not snug enough, you can actually put a nice knot in there again. So it just makes it a little bit tighter there, so the shoe's a little bit snugger. So then from there, you have a choice. You can either cut them off with a pair of scissors, or what I normally do is I just run them through, up and down through the laces, and then bring them all the way back like this, and then all the way down, and then I put a knot at the bottom. Oops. Like that. And then you have your two racing flats, or you have these guys over here, which I actually cut off like that. Again, as you can see on these shoes over here, I didn't put the laces up in the top two holes there. Again, remembering to have the foot nice and the area over there nice and big for your foot to slide in. What you can do as well is you can use a water bottle, put the water bottles in your shoes the night before, and that'll stretch out the elastic laces as well. So open them up like this, and I'll try them both a few times before I actually use them in a race, like that. And there we go, fitted, ready for racing. So thanks a lot guys for joining in today. So as you can see, what I did before is I put water bottles into my shoes. So when I take them out, just before I start my race, then the area over here is stretched. So it'll get your feet in a little bit easier. And some people actually put in some powder as well. So that's it for the video. Thank you very much for joining in. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to know about the elastic laces, put them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Remember to like, subscribe and press the bell notification on the side as well, so every time there's a new video in terms of the triathlon related stuff, guys, you'll get a notification from there. So thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you guys around. Take it easy. Bye bye.